We got Cesari, Bell, and Kassis on your left. Fear, Overturf, and Carpenter on your right. Both these teams, I believe, are 2-0. And we are going to give them the green light, and we are underway. So the turf will begin things with a water graven into the battlefield tapped. And we go over to Matthew Bell with his counters company deck.
And Twitter fans of Overturf know that he piloted a deck probably almost identical to this, or at least very, very similar at SCG Regionals recently.
Yep.
And was super happy with it. And I looked at the list, and I like a lot of the things that he was doing.
He likes himself some Grixis, I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
He likes himself some Grixis. And, you know, this is a very controlling strategy. Snapcaster Mage, 1 Vendilion Click, 1 Tasser of the Golden Fang, all that stuff. You know, he's got some Serum Visions, some Ops, some Lightning Bolts, some Cryptic Commands. As we're going to see Bell here get an Overgrown Tomb off of a Verdant Catacomb. So at least 19, potentially 17, as far as Matthew's life total is concerned. Got a little ahead of myself on the old bingo board last round.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Here's a Birds of Paradise, which means Matthew is at 17. Let's go over to the turf. We'll draw a copy of Polluted Delta.
Yeah, and this Grixis control list, it's just the most efficient cards backed up by some of the most powerful cards. So you get Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push. You get, you know, Opt and Serum Visions. These are all just one cast cards that are, you know, 9 or 10 out of 10 in the efficiency power level range. And then you're backing them up with Tassigers and Cryptic Commands. Like, it's a place where you want to be, right?
It's not a bad place to be. You see a Kitchen Finks here on turn number 2 from Matthew Bell. Overturf will sacrifice Polluted Delta. And he's going to get a basic island, and a pretty one at that. And we'll see if he's got a counterspell here. He is playing 2 copies of Logic Knot in his deck.
It is a pretty island. It is not a guru.
Thanks.
Basic.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification on that, as we are going to head over to Ryan again. Ryan with quite a few lands in hand right now, it appears. You see at least 2 more Deltas, a Scalding Tarn, it looks like. Maybe a Steam Vents instead of a Scalding Tarn. Either way, there's at least a couple of lands over in hand. There is the Tarn. You can see the Vents now in his hand. He's also got a copy of Opt, and it looks like maybe a Terminate too.
Yep, and a Fatal Push in there.
So we're going to go over to Matthew Bell.
And I think this is kind of where Ryan wants to be. He just needs to make sure nothing ridiculous happens in the first couple of turns of the game. It's funny, Matthew Bell has drawn the portion of his deck that's actually very good against the Grixis control strategy. So the Finks and the Voice here are both just, when your opponent's trying to 1-for-1, you just control the game. These are cards that you really want against them.
Voice of Resurgence, certainly an annoying one against the strategy that Overturf is playing. Voice of Resurgence is kind of an interesting card, right? Like, it's very good in some matchups, kind of textless in others.
Yep.
But this is a matchup where it is pretty good. Here is Opt. Ryan elected to fetch first. Remember, this is in response to the Voice of Resurgence. Otherwise, some elemental tokens would be going everywhere here for Matthew Bell.
Yeah, we certainly hope that it's in response.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to give Ryan a little credit here. I don't have a great idea what Ryan is looking at with the Scry here from Opt. He's giving this quite a bit of thought, however. Again, you mentioned the hand, Fatal Push, Terminate, a couple of lands. So killing the Voice, not all that difficult. And now he's going to Fatal Push the Bird as well in response to the Voice. Ryan maybe trying to choke Matthew Bell's mana a little bit here.
Yep.
Again, remember, this is all in response to the Voice of Resurgence. So looks like Matthew's going to float a mana with the Bird. The Voice is going to resolve now, of course. And now here's a Temple Garden that's going to the battlefield untapped, and a Scavenging Ooze.
Okay, sure. So the Bird floated a mana.
Yep.
Yep.
We go back over to Overturf. He'll draw a card, another copy of Snapcaster Mage, one of his favorite cards. A lot of people's favorite card, honestly. It's a very, very powerful one. There is Snappy. Here is Push. Take care of Scavenging Ooze. Want to do that now while the opponent is tapped out. Steam Vents on the battlefield tap, pass that turn back. The fear here, if you're Overturf, is if the opponent has 4th land and Collected Company. Marsh Flats is land number 4. Collected Company is not going to happen. Here's a Noble Hierarch, which means that Voice of Resurgence gets to attack for not 2, but 3. 3.
Little extra in there?
Is that on the bingo board? No? Voice of Resurgence attacks for 3? Did 5 or more creatures attack at once this turn?
No. Close.
Okay.
close. We're right there.
Overturf picked up another copy of Logic Knot. Not great when the opponent has a copy of Voice of Resurgence on the battlefield. Overturf's going to get a little aggressive, though. He says Snapcaster Mage is going to come in here. Noble Hierarch certainly not going to block. Now here comes a Terminate to take care of the front end of Voice of Resurgence, which will turn on the Logic Knot again. Overturf does have a pretty big graveyard with 4 cards in it. Elemental Token's going to enter the battlefield there. It'll be a 2-2 at the moment. What happens?
I need a couple more of those.
Player controls 3+ Elemental Tokens? Okay, you got some work to do there, buddy. You got some work to do there. You're hoping for Young Pyromancer, which is not here right now. Thank goodness.
Or the 6-drop Chandra.
I guess, yeah. seems a touch unlikely. What do I got here? Player shuffles library 3 times, shuffles 3 times in 1 turn. How about a little more fetching? How about that?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah. We're going to go over to Matthew Bell now. He'll draw a card. He's got something to play pre-combat, it appears. Yes, it is a Vizier of Remedies. Overturf looking at Logic Knot and Snapcaster Mage, deciding if he cares about that.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about that card right now.
You see Bradley Carpenter and Harlan Fear. Those are Ryan's teammates this weekend, good friends that made the trip out here to Charm City to play some Magic, as Overturf is going to sacrifice a Polluted Delta. We might see that Logic Knot here as he's digging through his deck. Looks like he's going to go grab a Blood Crypt. So mana, both the amount and the colors, definitely not an issue.
Sure.
And now, neither is Vizier of Remedies, as there is a Logic Knot.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he's playing it here. He's leaving himself exposed to a lot of potential cards in the future. You know, he really doesn't want to walk into a Collected Company or a Court of Calling.
Yeah, those are definitely scary things that could happen.
And that Vizier was definitely not one of the scarier cards on this board.
Snapcaster Mage is going to come in for 2 yet again. It's going to be 10 all, it appears. Keep in mind that Elemental there for Bell is a 3/3, given the 3 creatures out on the battlefield, as Matthew will draw a card. In comes the Elemental token again.
It's 4 points with the Prowess trigger.
That's true, actually. Exalted trigger.
Exalted trigger, yes.
No problem, no problem, no problem. Terminate's going to take care of that.
Why are there so many keywords?
Right? None of them on our bingo board. Thanks, Nick. Pass that turn back.
I actually do have Prowess on mine.
What's your Prowess?
Prowess creature gets pumped twice in a turn.
It's a little vague. Does that mean that Prowess triggers twice in a turn? Or does it get pumped via a pump spell twice in a turn?
Or an Exalted trigger.
Also that. It's a little vague, Nick. A little vague. Ryan is going to untap here.
I'm going to need a ruling on this bingo board.
He'll draw a card. He was empty-handed when he started the turn. You see the life totals here, 10 to 9. Snapcaster Mages are trying to cross the finish line here as Bell's going to fall down to 6. Overturf will simply pass the turn back. Hello. Now, we need to confirm exactly when that is, if that's in the draw step, if that's in the upkeep, so we will ask.
Zip, zip, little electricity
we got to ask exactly when that. It was in the upkeep, not in the draw step. Of course, I have spell cast in the draw step, so why would things go my way?
Yeah, you really...
I'm running bad. I'm running bad. Overturf has his opponent, Matthew Bell, down to 2.
Hey,
and
on some levels, it makes sense for me to do this in your upkeep. On no level does it make sense for me to do this after you've drawn your card. Can you just let him do it in the draw step so I can check off this box?
Ryan Overturf is going to win game number 1 here over Matthew Bell as Grixis Control dispatches of Counter's Company relatively easily there. But it's also worth noting that Counter's Company did not draw Collected Company or Court of Calling. It's 2 best cards probably.
Correct, but I mean that's one of the reasons why you show up with a blue deck, right? You get so much more card selection. We've seen casting Op, we've seen getting Snapcaster Mage, giving him a lot of selection out of his graveyard. Just a green deck isn't going to have those types of cards available to them where they can look at tons of cards throughout the game.
We'll take a look at the sideboards here. Matthew Bell's where we'll start. 2 Magus of the Candelabra, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Combo, Council of Allocation, 2 Ruined Halo, a Engineered Explosives, a Aven Mind Sensor, Orzhov Pontiff, Sin Collector, Abrupt Decay, Kataki's War Wage, and a Reclamation Sage. What do we like here against Grixis Control?
So I like a number of these cards. The Rest in Pieces are pretty strong in this matchup. They turn off Snapcaster Mage. They're not absolute windmill slams, but they turn off Snapcaster Mage and they make the Delve cards not nearly as good. Sin Collector is obviously very good in this matchup. Potentially, we might see the Reclamation Sage come in as protection against Blood Moon if he's worried about a card like that coming out of a red deck. So these are all cards they can see. Comball, Console of Allocations, card that we don't see super often, but it definitely creates a very powerful effect in a matchup like this.
If it does stick around, it's quite good as we go to Overturf's side. He's got 3 Counter Squall, 2 Nihil, Spellbomb, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Collective Brutality, a Kozilek's Return, a Tectonic Edge, Dispel, Fatal Push, Terminate, and Kaboom, Engineered Explosives. What are you thinking there, Craig?
Sure, I like a lot of these removal spells. The Anger of the Gods are very good, especially after you already saw the Kitchen Finks and the Voice of Resurgence in game 1. So he knows that he already has to deal with those, and there's going to be more stuff coming in out of the sideboard. So I like Anger of the Gods. Kozilek's Return is kind of a similar card, but at instant speed. The Fatal Push and Terminate are both just more super efficient removal spells. I expect those coming as well.
Well, those are the options there for both players. They're going to get ready here for game number 2, and we are going to get ready to tell you about our Season 2 Invitational that is taking place at the Berglund Center in Roanoke, Virginia, just 2 weeks away, December 1st through the 3rd. Going to be an awesome tournament, just like our Season 1 Invitational. Perhaps we see Brian Koval go back-to-back, but for more details about what's happening 2 weeks from now, hosted by Star City Games here on the SCG Tour, you can find out right now. December 1st through the 3rd, Season 2 Invitational Weekend, part of the SCG Tour. Going to close out Season number 2 and get Season 1 kicked off there for 2018. Hopefully we'll see you there. Going to be a lot of fun that weekend.
Dude, the invitationals are a blast.
Right. There's a lot of money on the line, likeness on a token, all the other stuff. You can find out more information over at StarCityGames.com as we do have some updates here. On the matches, Harlan Fear up a game over his opponent, Palos Cesari. That's Sultai Delver against Grixis Delver. And then you see that Eli Kassis with Blue-White Approach up a game there over Brad Carpenter. That is Blue-White Approach against Teamer Energy as Overturf and Bell. The match we're focusing on, that's Grixis Control against Counter's Company. That's our modern match. And it looks like Mr. Bell is going to go back to the drawing board. It looks like he's going to take a mulligan perhaps here, while Ryan Overturf is happy with his 7. How do you feel about Grixis Control in Modern, Craig?
Yeah, it's not as proactive as I would like to be, but I definitely see the appeal of playing this deck. Like I said, just the efficiency of the cards that it's playing. I opt Serum Visions, Lightning Bolt, and Fatal Push. Like, that is just such a good package to be starting with. And then you're like, all right, we've got the most efficient cards. Now what else are we doing? And it's like Snapcaster Mage, Cryptic Command, Colligan's Command. Like, that's a loop that you can set up where you're just Snapcaster, Cryptic Commanding people over and over and over. Like, there's a lot of things going on here. There's some powerful effects. So I definitely like and appreciate the deck. I just don't know if it's where I want to be.
When it kind of gets the ball rolling, I think it's pretty good.
Sure.
You know, if the things line up kind of early, the bolts line up correctly, the pushes line up, that's good. You know, and if you can get into like the mid to late game like we saw Ryan do in that game, life's pretty good. But decks will make that difficult. Stuff like Eldrazi Tron and just the wide, you know, things, the wide swath of things that can happen in this format make it pretty difficult. I would say, like, you know, decks attack from a million different angles. It's hard to cover them all in Grixis Control.
Sure. Well, I feel like that game was like, that should have been worse for him, right? The opponent goes turn 2 Kitchen Finks, and he's just like, yeah, I've got a counter spell for that. And then the opponent's like, well, now I get to resolve this Voice of Resurgence. And he's like, yeah, I'll use 2 removal spells over the course of the game on that. That's not the end of the world. And it was just like, yeah, this just works. Like, my cards are good enough, and I use them efficiently enough. And then these Snapcaster Mages are left around on the board to just clean things up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, it's a game if you told someone, like, you're going to have turn 2 Finks, turn 3 Voice of Resurgence, is this going to be a tough game?
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, yeah, every single time. And the game was not tough at all.
Yeah, not for him that game. That's for sure.
looking at it from that way, it makes the deck even more appealing, right?
And the games can play out like that often? Absolutely, as we are underway here in game number 2. Turf just started off with a Scalding Tarn. Nothing exciting on his side of the battlefield, but his deck is slow to start. For Matthew Bell, an Overgrown Tomb and a Horizon Canopy is where he's kicked things off. He's at 17 because that Windswept Heath found the tomb. So you see the life totals there. 20 to 17, currently in favor of Ryan, but I have a feeling that after Matthew is done shuffling and presenting, he's got a 2-drop to play.
Cedric, all these cards on the battlefield could be expeditions. I wouldn't even know.
I've got an eye for those. Those. I'll keep it honest. As there's a Devoted Druid. I'm an honest mage, ignoring what happened at the end of last round. If we can just forget about that.
You're occasionally an over-enthusiastic stamper. But
yeah. You know, I really get into Magic Bingo. I really want to win.
Nothing malicious there.
Spell Snare going to take care of Devoted Druid as Ryan falls down to 17. It's all tied up.
Overturf loves him a Spell Snare.
Spell Snare's a pretty good card.
If I can pay 1, well, you're paying 2.
All day.
It's right where you want to be.
All day. As Schmidt would say from New Girl, all day. So we're heading back over to Matthew Bell. Hope you get that reference.
I don't.
It's a great show. It's a great show.
And I don't know who Schmidt is.
Great character on a great show. You know, there's a character on that show named Nick Miller. Yeah.
I feel obligated to watch the show now.
Right. Noble Hierarch passed the turn back. Turf with 3 lands.
Is he just as dynamic as our Nick Miller?
They are direct opposites.
Really?
Yeah, they could not be more opposite.
So he's like.
He's very loud and ridiculous. Where our Nick Miller is secretly very funny.
Oh, he is.
Yes, he's secretly very funny. He's soft-spoken, but he's secretly very funny. A Duskwatch Recruiter. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Another Spell Snare. How many Spell Snares is too many in Modern?
There's no number that is too many.
Because he's playing 4.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Showed up with 4 this week.
Yeah, he's playing 4 Spell Snares in his deck.
Yeah, I think that was one of the cards that he tweeted about after regionals, that he was just like, I love this. I love this.
I mean, it is awesome against humans, and it's awesome against Affinity.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty well positioned right now, I would say. Cryptic Command the draw. Here's a Serum Visions. Turf is going to draw a card. He'll scry 2. Kolaghan's Command among the cards he's looking at as he consults the grip. Logic Knot also in there. 3rd Spell Snare in there. No big deal. Just Spell Snare flooded. Top.
Man.
And no land to play. His top cards must be pretty good. So we go over to Matthew Bell. Whew.
Looked like a Rest in Peace.
Coming in with Noble Hierarch.
Take that.
Bell going to play another 2-mana spell here. Is he going to make that? Yep, you tried another 2-mana spell, didn't you? Classic. Yes, so no. So Spell Snare that too.
Are you having fun? Because I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
I'll keep doing this all day, man.
Ryan kept his top 2 cards on top, and he knew that Creeping Tar Pit was there, so he immediately takes the top card, enters the battlefield, tap of the land, kicks it back. This is Kambul.
Ooh, I like that.
Kambul. Council of Allocation. That is probably going to get countered too. Yes. Logic Knot will take care of Kambul.
If you like resolving your spells,
you've come to
not play against Ryan.
Yeah, you've come to the wrong place. Ryan will not let you do that.
That's a different game.
Yeah. Matthew is going to try something else. It's a Vizier of Remedies.
This one's going to resolve.
That's good. That's good. You're going to play Kozilek's Return probably. Kill all your stuff. He's going to go with Opt first. Let's check things out first.
Yeah.
Scry top card to the bottom. Draw a card from Opt. And your stuff is not dead.
It's dead.
It's dead.
It will be. On some levels, I can see how Ryan would want to be a little. Ooh, he's going that route.
K command make you discard. All right. There goes Quarter Calling. We're pretty far away from that. Island the draw. He'll play that land. Pass the turn back. 5 lands available here for Ryan. We can start doing some snapping plus Kolaghan's Commanding as there's a land. Here comes Vizier. Oh yeah, Ryan confidently going to take 2.
Sure.
Down to 13. Bring it on.
Right on the chin.
The big follow-up. Another Vizier. Not great in multiples. Not great in multiples. They're both dead.
Yep.
They're both dead.
Yep.
Let's go back over to Ryan, who is making this look pretty easy right now. True Anger of the Gods. That's fun.
Well, I don't think he can cast that one right now.
He only has one source of red. There's a Horizon Canopy past the turn back.
But he is just firmly in the driver's seat of this game.
He'll play a Scalding Tarn. This will be a Collected Company that's going to get hit by Cryptic Command. 1 4-mana instant deserves another, doesn't it? Can't Spell Snare this one.
Nope.
There's Kryptos. Counter draw. Keep going over to Matthew Bell, who's having some trouble getting his footing here. He'll play another he'll play another Collected Company. No Cryptic Command here for Ryan, doesn't have the mana. So top 6 for Matthew Bell. We'll see if he can find something as he falls down to 8 thanks to all those Horizon Canopies.
All right, Matt, let's get some good ones here.
He needs some help, folks. He needs some help. That's a Kitchen Finks. This is a Viscerous. It'll be a Voice of Resurgence.
I like that.
Those are good. Those are good.
Well, and Ryan's at 13 already. It's not like he's working with the 20 life that he started
Well,
with.
Overturf does have a Scalding Tarn there, Craig, which he's going to search up another red source of mana, I'm sure. He's already got a Steam Vent. He might search up a Blood Crypt. Could go with another Steam Vent. So he'll go with the Blood Crypt, though.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we know about the Anger of the Gods coming. But I'm just saying, from Matt's point of view, that was a very good Collected Company.
Yeah. However, his creatures are not just dead, they've been exiled. So away those go via Anger of the Gods. This is a Creeping Tar Pit. Past that turn back, we're going to go over to Matthew Bell. He'll draw a card. He'll play a Windswept Teeth and simply pass the turn back over to Overturf. Overturf is certainly in the driver's seat now. A couple copies of Snapcaster Mage, actually 3 of them.
A couple.
3 of them.
All of them.
Pretty good card to have 3 copies of when you have 7 lands.
Yeah, and his graveyard is massive with a lot of really good cards in it.
Yeah.
You want Cryptic Command? Colgan's Command?
Yeah.
Spell Snare? What do you want?
The world is his oyster.
All of it?
Going to sacrifice a Horizon Canopy, will Bell. Now Bell will draw for the turn. He'll play a Forest. Matthew does not have any idea of how much trouble he's in right now, folks, unfortunately for him.
No, maybe fortunately for him.
Okay.
It might be better that he doesn't know.
Okay. I didn't look at it that way. You make a good point. Here's 4 mana. Nah. Walking Ballista? I don't know, maybe. Probably not, though. I mean, can you really resist Snap plus Cryptic?
I can't.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even like blue cards. I couldn't say no to that. Draw a card.
And with Matt at 9, you know, Ryan just wants to get some of these Snapcaster Mages onto the board.
Well, he's going to bring him down to 7 after this deck. He might fire up a Tar Pit, but he says, you know what, just Snapcaster, bring it down to 7. No need to bring it down to 4. Another Tar Pit past that turn back. Inevitability is certainly on Ryan Overturf's side, as Matthew Bell will draw a card. He's going to sacrifice Horizon Canopy. Ryan's totally fine with that, of course. The follow-up, if there is one, is a Godless Shrine tapped. Bell is going to play a 1-mana spell in Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn back. Overturf is going to have some end-of-turn effects, I'm sure. So he's going to play Kolaghan's Command. Kill that, make you discard. And now he'll untap Tar Pit's Aplenty. That's 1. That's 2. He's got 6 mana. And the turf makes it look easy, everybody. As Ryan Overturf's going to win this match over Matthew Bell. 2 games to 0. Grixis Control going to take care of Counter's Company. And the team of Fear, Overturf and Carpenter, they're up 1.
Just made it look easy.
Yeah, it did make that look pretty easy. I thought that would be more difficult with Finks and Voice and all this other stuff, and it just like, well, I guess not.
Again, Bell had a bit of what he wanted. He had the double Collected Company, so you cast one at the end of the turn, the opponent counters it as he expects it. Then the second one gets to resolve. You know, that's what you want, right? That's the situation you want to be in. Does not matter.
Didn't matter even a little bit. Turf with a lot of copies of Spell Snare, which, to his credit, did look really good.
They look good.
I'll give him some credit there. You know, it's a card that you see maybe 1 of in some decks in Modern, maybe 2, but not more than that. He's playing 4 here this weekend, and all 3 in game number 2 counter to Spell. So congratulations to Ryan on getting the job done there. We are going to move here to Harlan Fear and Paolo Cesari here in just a moment. That'll be Sultai Delver and Grixis Delver. And you see Brad Carpenter and Eli Kassis. They are in game number 2. That's Blue White Approach against Teamer Energy. But the team of Fear, Overturf, and Carpenter, they're up. Now we're going to head over to Cesari versus Fear. You see the current life totals here. Fear is at 3. Cesari is at 7. A Gurmag Angler, Deathrite Shaman, a Volcanic Island, and a Tropical Island over there for Cesari. For Harlan, a Delver, an Underground Sea. He just got hit by a Wasteland. It looks like a Relic of Progenitus, or excuse me, a Baleful Strix for him. Pardon me.
How much do you think he delved for that fish?
You will never know. We'll never know, as Baleful Strix is going to block Gurmag Angler. So that is an Expedition.
Yes! On the battlefield.
Yeah.
I like how you looked at your board. Just a little bit hopeful over there.
Yeah, I have invocation.
I have invention as well.
Of course you do.
Let me know if that happens.
7-2. Let's make it 7-1. Harlan staring down a Deathrite Shaman. Well, Tombstalker, huh?
Yes!
Wait, is that Delphi? No, come on.
This?
3.
I'm glad we cut here.
1,
4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Yes.
I want to make sure Harlan is at 1. Want to make sure that's true. That true? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Deathrite Shaman. This Deathrite. Okay. Yep. Harlan's just making him do it. Just want to make sure. So
I like how he took the extra time to play his Delphatty.
Right.
When he was just dead on board.
Right. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Harlan, good looking out, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Harlan. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. So now you have 6 to my 3.
Yeah. This is filling up quick.
I don't think there was a guru. Ely won in standard. 2-0. Beat Brad Carpenter. Blue Light Approach takes care of Team Energy. So we're all tied up. And Paolo Cesari against Harlan Fear. It's for all the marbles there, everybody.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We will get to that third game here in a moment. You'll probably see some teams interact with the teammates here in a moment, too. But let's talk about the Season 2 schedule on the SCG Tour, where we have announced the Season 2 schedule a couple of weeks ago on StarCityGames.com. We've got some locations, and we've got some formats, and we've got some playmats that we're going to go over. So we'll take a look at that, Craigers, as we're getting ready here for Season 2. It's kind of crazy. 2017 is like almost done.
That is crazy.
Like we've got the Envy next weekend.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
This is Season 2. We're going to look at Season 1 of 2018.
Yep, we're right at the tail end of that.
This is on me. It's my first show. That's on me.
Welcome to the booth.
That's my mistake.
Yeah.
I didn't communicate well with our director. That's on me. Columbus, January 6th and 7th, Modern. That's how we're going to kick it off. January, we go to Dallas. That'll be Rivals of Ixalan release weekend. Boom. Philly, Team Open. That's kind of close to you.
That's fun.
A little Team Open in Philly. Then we go to Indy for Modern, Worcester for Legacy, Dallas for Modern, Baltimore for Modern. We got a lot of Modern in Season 1 of 2018. Let's go to the next page. That's where we'll find Cincy, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Baltimore. Team Modern, standard team for those. Louisville will be Modern. Minneapolis will be Modern. We'll see Matthias Hunt and Ryan Overturf there, I'm sure. Regional Championships, June 2nd. We'll have more information later next year. Go to StarCityGames.com/regionals. And then our Season 1 Invitational Weekend, Roanoke, Virginia, Berkland Center, June 8th through the 10th. Modern Standard with a Modern top 8. Playmats, playmats, playmats. You ever played with this card in Limited?
Oh, bonkers. Yeah, so I made top 8 with PBDQ.
Nice.
And my seal pool had one of these.
Nice.
And I was lucky enough that my opponent's seal pool had one of these.
Okay.
And they played theirs first.
Oh, and then you took theirs.
It spiraled out of control from there.
Yeah, that's Hostage Taker. That's Hostage Taker. That's a really good card in Standard and a busted card in Ixalan Limited. That'll be for our Standard players. This is Oblivion Stone for our Modern Open and Classic players. Then, of course, for our Legacy players, Doomsday.
Dude, that is a sweet play mat.
Doomsday. These are free exclusive play mats with entry into any 2018 Season 1 Open or Classic. Standard is Hostage Taker. Modern is Oblivion Stone. Legacy is Doomsday at the SCG Tour. Hopefully we'll see you at any and all of those dates as we get ready for game number 3 between Harlan Fear and Paolo Cesari. Not to be confused with Cesaro, one member of The Bar.
Sure, the bar.
You know that they don't set the bar, they are the bar.
The local eating and drinking establishment.
No. You missed this one too. That's okay. We're going to get you up to speed with these references. You'll be okay.
I feel like I won't be okay.
You'll be okay. They don't set the bar, they are the bar. We're going to learn a little bit more about Harlan here if we can. Big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Now you are a Jets fan.
Yep.
So are you pro Steelers or anti Steelers?
Indifferent.
Indifferent?
Yeah.
About Big Ben, Antonio Brown. They gave a beatdown on Thursday. Antonio Brown, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I played against him in fantasy.
How'd that go? You losing?
It was a little sour.
Tough to overcome that. Is your fantasy team good?
Yes.
Do you think you can win? Given that
No.
We're already just donezo?
Yeah, I mean.
You're Jardunzo?
I don't know how familiar you are with fantasy sports.
I used to play a lot.
Sure.
Yep.
So, yeah, Antonio Brown, I think he put up about 37 points.
It's a lot of those.
And, my running back put up 7.
That's 30 less.
30 less.
I'm good at math.
So, I can pick up those 30 points from 2 or 3 of my guys, but that's a big hole to crawl out of.
You got some work to do.
Yeah.
Got some work to do. We're going to start things off here, Saltai Delver. It's Harlan Fear. He's going to sacrifice the Verdant Catacombs, get himself an Underground Sea, and I just got a feeling Deathrite Shaman maybe? It's a good card.
It's so good.
It's a good card.
It's not a card I would ban,
yeah,
but it is a good card.
We're going to go over to Cesari in just a moment. He will sacrifice and bolt. Okay, well, bolt Deathrite Shaman? I don't think so. Daze right away.
These
there
are some pretty cards on this field.
Yeah.
That 4 and Daze is pretty hot. That's the Judge promo bolt. Is that what it's from?
True.
Whatever
it's
right.
True.
Yeah, one of the promotional bolts.
Yeah.
Looks like an FBB Underground Volcanic Island.
Mm-hmm.
It's a treat getting to see these
cheap
cards.
decks.
Yeah.
Cheap decks. Fatal Push the draw. What do we have now? Delver Secrets.
What happened, man? You left your deck somewhere accidentally? We'll just get you another one.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Cheap deck. Cheap deck. Volcanic Island will untap. Let's go over to Cesari. Nope. He's got a second land, just deciding which one he's going to play. Oh, teammates. Here we go. Now this is the fun part. Wasteland, gonna get him. Take care of that land.
Sure.
Now he's gonna bolt. This will let him play around Daze.
Yep, no Dazes.
I guess the question is, does he want to bolt Delver or does he want to bolt Deathrite? Looks like I'm gonna let the Delver trigger resolve. Checking. Now bolt the Deathrite. Okay, draw. Misty Rainforest was the draw. Harlan will play that, he'll attack for 1. Cesari's gonna fall down to 18. You gotta remember, on the Cesari Bell Kassis team, either Kassis is very good at Legacy.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that he can kind of team up now with his teammate is beneficial. As you see a Ponder here. Gonna look, well, nope, that was fast.
Yeah, I think both these players are looking for another land to really open up their hands.
That might be the fastest Ponder I've ever seen.
Yeah, just 3 shuffle.
Nope, I do not want those.
There's not a single land in there. Done with it.
Random card coming here for Cesari. See if he finds a land maybe he's looking for. Answer is no, not yet. Gataxian Probe. Harlan Fear's working with, that's 3 pushes in a Daze?
Got a set.
Yeah. Looks like that Misty Rainforest is probably reserved for Underground Sea. Young Pyromancer, I believe, was the draw. Pass the turn back. Checking with Delver. Look. Nope. Misty Rainforest. In for 1. Cesari down to 15. Not the clock that Fear likes right now, as we're going to go over to Cesari. He found a Ponder. Cast a Ponder. Will Harlan daze this? The answer is no. 1, 2, and 3. Would you daze them? Geez, another quick shuffle. Would you daze there?
That's close. With his opponent stuck on 1 land, you're like, I want to daze that and not let him get another land. But I also want to daze a very significant spell later, which I'll probably be opened up to do because he's only working with 1 land right now.
Yep. We're going to go back over to Harlan. Can he flip his Delver now? Yes, it is Marsh Casualties,
Marsh
folks.
Casualties, yep.
Now again, remember, Delver checks in the upkeep, so he's going to reveal, it'll transform into Insectile Aberration. Craig already's got that stamped on his bingo sheet, so he can't do that again. And now he's going to sacrifice the Misty Rainforest, still in the upkeep. So that means that he will not draw Marsh Casualties, he'll actually draw a different card, of which we will find out here momentarily.
Oh, you realize I have another square here.
What's that?
Player attacks with an unblockable creature.
Which one?
Ryan Overturf might have fired up a land.
Oh, come on.
Kaboom! Right on camera, 2 of them getting in there. Thank you.
Yeah. Creeping Tar Pit, huh? Okay.
It creeped right in there.
Yes, that's a great pun.
Right into our hearts.
Yeah. Verdant Catacombs will be sacrificed here by Harlan. He'll get himself a Bayou. And he's going to play a Deathrite Shaman. The power of Brainstorm on display, because that was his draw for the turn. We go over to Cesari. Cesari still looking for land number 2. He's got obviously a lot of really good cards in his hand, but he is having difficulty deploying them.
Yeah, and he's in this tough spot with only one land where it looks like he's looking at some lightning bolts, at least one. You know, he had his own Delver of Secrets. Oh, it was a Grim Lavamancer. Okay.
There are worse cards.
And, well, he really wants to find another land, but he really doesn't want to spend any more turns cantripping. It's just so awkward for him.
Umezawa's Jite is going to resolve. Now Harlan's going to sacrifice Misty Rainforest. He's going to search up a land in combination with Deathrite Shaman. That means that I think we're going to have a Insectile Aberration holding a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
In which case, that Grim Lavamancer's not long for this world, folks. Boom. Betrayers of Kamigawa didn't have much, but it did have this.
Yeah.
That's a good card.
Lots of 1 and 2 out of 10 cards.
Yes.
And then a singleton 10 out of 10.
Yes. Umezawa Jite, the legendary artifact equipment that warped the block format, the standard format, kind of warped, extended a little bit.
Yeah.
It was just a busted equipment, as now we're going to head back over to Harlan. He is in the driver's seat, and then some, as he'll draw a card.
And this is actually part of what I like about Legacy.
Here's Daze. That card is a Pyroblast, by the way. Please continue.
Yeah, the resources are just so taxed. You know, the decks are built to be so efficient. You're using Wastelands and Dazes, so there's not a lot of lands on the board, and you really have to be careful with every decision. And sure, it's like, sucks that Paulo just kind of got bottlenecked on only one land, but he did have another in his Wasteland that he used on the opponent. And he did get to look at a whole bunch of cards with multiple ponders going on. And, you know, for a player who was only, you know, stuck on one land the whole game, there's been a whole lot of back and forth.
Oh, there's been some play.
Yeah.
There's definitely been some play. The difficulty is now trying to overcome this Jite, which I'm not sure he's going to be able to do. That's the biggest issue. Harlan does have a Delver, I believe, in hand. Yeah, he'll play a Delver. Pass the turn. He'll equip Deathrite Shaman, pass the turn back. Let's go over to Cesari. Oh, how lucky. Found the second land, I think.
So lucky.
So lucky.
Turn 8.
Unbelievable, the amount of luck. Here's Young Pyromancer. Pass the turn back. We're going to go over to Harlan. He's going to untap very quickly. Check with Delver. How do we do? It's a miss. Baleful Strix is only sort of a miss. There are worse cards to have here. Harlan thinking about casting Fatal Push on this Young Pyromancer. He'll actually use Jite first. Now he'll come in. He'll be an attacker for 2. Cesari going to fall down to 4. I think we'll see maybe Strix post-combat as 2 more counters are placed on Umezawa Jite. There's Strix, and trigger, and draw. Deathrite Shaman. Play that after playing a Verdant Catacombs to play around Daze.
All right, I have everything.
Yeah. I wish you the best of luck. It's going to take one heck of a card to get out of this one, but Legacy is a deep card pool. There could be something there we're not thinking of. And it's going to be an extension of the hand. That's not a card. That's game over. Harlan Fear, Ryan Overturf, and Brad Carpenter are going to win this match here over Paulo Cesari, Matthew Bell, and Eli Kassis. So